What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
And today we're diving into Welcome to Derry, episode 4. We got Pennywise's origin story. So if you haven't read the books before, like we haven't, and have only watched the movies, then this was a really cool episode because unless, again, you've read the books, we don't know how Pennywise arrived. But we do now, right? In canon, confirmed in this episode, we get Pennywise's origin story. We get a lot more lore drop in this episode than I was ready for, and I'm excited to talk about it. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. We are a show about shows. Like, we don't pretend to be experts. We just really love entertainment. The way to look at it is like if you were to watch your favorite show and then go to work the next day in the break room or by the water cooler, you'd be having these conversations, and that's what we're doing here. But we're doing it with you. So the best way to engage with us is in the comments below. The only thing we ask is that you don't spoil what's to come. We really do enjoy learning this in real time and giving you our reactions. But other than that, whether you agree with us, disagree with us, have your own opinions, whatever it is, we love to hear it down in the comments. If you're really enjoying our comment, hit that, or our content, hit that like button so that we know. And if you want to join us on this journey, hit subscribe. That's the best way to let us and YouTube know that you're really enjoying this journey with us. So without further ado, let's talk about it.
Let's see. We have Lily's best friend from school turning her back on her and screwing her over. We have Halloran getting his wish of their own private sanctuary area for him and his buddies. And we also have like this whole crazy backstory of where he came from, like from a comet. Yeah, they call it a falling star, right? But it's like,
we always knew
asteroid.
That, I guess we didn't always know. As a young child watching the original It miniseries with my father, he was just a demon clown, right? Like that's what he was. Mm-hmm. But as I got older, and then the new iterations with Bill Skarsgård came out, and there was, more lore for me to dive into other than the books, because I had never went into the books, I started to realize that, oh, this is not a demonic clown. Like, this is a cosmic entity. Like, there is Maturin the turtle, and then there's Pennywise or It, right? And they are these cosmic balances to each other. One is like order and one is chaos. One is evil and fear. One is like justice and guidance and support. And so we're dealing with like God level cosmic entities. And we got confirmation of that in this episode by him being basically imprisoned in this star or shard and then sent to Earth or sent out into space and eventually crashes into Earth. And that crash is what like releases him from that shard, but still not strong enough because he's been in prison for so long to like go anywhere and do anything. So it takes settlers coming, him feeding, and then he becomes strong enough to like move out. But for a while, he just stays in that area.
This episode, them explaining that reminded me of, what was that series that we talked about, the Two Rivers that you loved? The one that canceled.
Wheel of Time?
Wheel of Time, yes. The guy who got
I love you fought to keep it too.
The guy who got in prison. Well, you're the one who turned me onto it. That's why.
Yeah, absolutely. Wheel of Time was my pick. Which time? Because there's multiple, like, Perrin gets imprisoned by the gold cloaks.
No, the big bad.
You're talking about Ishmael.
Yes.
But he's not technically the big bad. He's like the general of the big bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
It gave me strong vibes of that.
Yeah, Ishmael.
That's how I was feeling about him, is because he had to slowly bring his power back up before he could go ahead and start doing the things he
or
really...
Sauron.
Yeah.
Or like Lord of the Rings, same thing. It's like this is building their power kind of, same thing.
Yeah.
Or the same thing with Voldemort and Harry Potter. Like they remove their body or their main source of power, so it takes them a while to like rebuild it. It's a very, it's a good way to nerf something that is ultimately going to be the strongest thing they ever fight, right? Because you can't have it be that strong in the beginning or it just kills them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the vibe I got from this, was it strongly reminded me of Wheel of Time. Yeah.
And what was cool in this episode too is like the kids are... they go through the whole, here's our photos, the adults don't believe them, they kind of laugh it off, like they're not going to like help them at all. So they kind of like go back to like brainstorming themselves, right? And that's where they start to come to like the realization that like, oh wait, this thing eats us and it wants us to taste really good. And so therefore has to have us have our fear toxins as high as possible in our body. Like he's coming to these conclusions, which is great. And then I'm just waiting them to finally make the connection that the reason that some of them are not being killed and just being harassed is because they have the protection of the turtle side of the. So there's like the turtle and then it. So like Maturin and then it. So the turtle blesses and gives the Losers Club in chapter 1 his guidance and his blessing, which is why Pennywise has such a hard time killing them.
Is that the woman?
No. We have not. We've only met the like Maturin turtle entity through symbology right now. So in the very first episode, Maddie gives Lily a turtle pendant to keep her safe. That's why Lily's the only one who survives the movie theater, because she was being protected by the entity that is the opposite of it. So like they are protected. They just don't know it yet.
I feel like that woman's got something to do with it.
Last episode we talked about her, and I thought that she was going to be more of an aide. I got different vibes in this episode.
Really? Why?
She was way more creepy in this episode. Like the conversations that she had with Lily in the diner, where she grabs her hand and she's like, "My father," like this, and like I'm just like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, who's your father? I need to know who this is. Not whoever your father is. I'm sure did not teach you good things, because I'm getting real creepy, evil vibes from you right now. I think she's evil, pretending to be good.
So still Pennywise?
No. So in It Chapter 2, we get introduced to the Pennywise the Dancing Clown, that it takes over his persona, right? It's like the Bob Gray character. I believe his name is Bob Gray. Bob something. Let me know in the comments below if I got that right or wrong. Help me out. So he assumes this person, becomes him, takes it on as one of the entities he becomes, because it's so disarming to children, right? So for he has to get close to kids to eat them. The problem is he's showing them their worst fear, right? To get their to make them tasty. And so they're running from him. And we saw in this, not this episode, but the last one, like they get away sometimes, right? So he doesn't always catch his prey. So what he does is, after the circus comes to town, he learns to adapt his persona to that of something that's disarming to children. So now they'll approach him and get close enough to him that then he can go evil, scare them, and eat them, which is what he does to Georgie, which is what he's like, becomes his signature thing as we see him roll like through the movies. But he develops that through time, and it's the clown character that he eats, kills, observes, whatever it is, that he takes that from.
So you think she's being controlled by Pennywise?
So I'll connect the dots. So in It Chapter 2, we have one of our adult loser clubs goes to the home of what she thinks to be the daughter of this clown. Turns out that it is Pennywise the whole time, but what I'm thinking is this is a nod to that. So she being the head caretaker at the mental institute, Jupiter Hills, she is the biological daughter of the original Pennywise the Dancing Clown. So not it, but the actual human man who was the clown. She was his daughter. And then Pennywise kills her father. And I don't know if she starts working with Pennywise or if she just becomes really evil because of it. But I have a feeling that she has some sinister motives. And I think that when we have the flashback last episode and there's our little girl sitting there with the red balloon, kind of like longingly waiting for someone to show up, I think that's her. I think that's her. And what we are seeing is like the time and place and when her father gets killed.
Okay.
And then maybe it shows back up pretending to be her father and convinces her of these evil deeds and these things to do, and like kind of corrupts her into being a henchman for him.
Okay, so an unwilling collaborator?
I think at first, but I think after a while manipulates her to a point where now she is just an agent of chaos.
Okay. You love your agents of chaos, don't you?
They're such a great plot tool. They really are.
Yes. And we also have Halloran doing the deep dive in the nephew's brain.
Yeah.
Right? So he's going in there. But the thing that threw me off was when he stepped into the dream where they're telling that whole story of the backstory of it. or Pennywise, whatever we want to call it at this point. But he's the mother's face, how the eye fucks up, just like Pennywise does.
Yeah.
Is that just like it goes hand in hand with the ability, or what?
I was very confused during that scene too, because at first I thought, oh, well, Halloran, he's in someone's mind. So to think that he can stop a memory or control what's happening, not too far-fetched. But then that smile that he gave.
Yeah.
He goes over the top of the ant and smiles at him like, give me the information. And whenever I see that smile,
We think Pennywise.
I think Pennywise. And so I'm starting to think that maybe when Halloran goes to Pennywise's headquarters, like his hive,
He got a little piece of himself
he
in there.
attached himself to him.
That's where I was going with it too.
So now when Halloran goes into someone's mind, Pennywise can basically piggyback his way in.
Okay. So, but Halloran doesn't know.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Pennywise's thing. He stalks his prey.
That's a fun theory.
So, yeah, Pennywise likes to stalk and make you afraid and then act. And so, unless you're going to directly stop his plans and then he'll just kill you, which we've seen him do before in the movies. But I have a feeling that there was a bigger consequence to having Pennywise see Halloran in that psychic vision than we already know. And that's why at the end of that episode, he was like, he wasn't supposed to see us. Like, there's more consequences to that than we already know. And I think we're starting to see that. Like, when Halloran uses his shining ability to go into someone's mind and, like, you know, fly around in there, Pennywise can also do it now too. I don't know that for sure. It's a theory, but I'm thinking that Halloran may not be in full control when he's doing this anymore.
Okay. That's going to take us to some twisted places if they continue with that. So that's fun. That's exciting. The Major takes his son fishing after he thinks he's got a new girl crush or girlfriend at that point, which the mother covered for him.
It was a spin of the truth for sure, because there is Ronnie, who he is crushing on, but at the same time, that's not at all what that was about. So yeah, it was a bold spin of the truth by the mom there. Seems like the mom is very much
anti-authority.
Yeah, but social justice for sure. But at the same time, I'm okay with doing things that are not above board if it serves the greater good. Lie to my husband, break the law. You know, she'll be willing to do things that, you know, necessarily are not above board, like I said.
Well, she's, like I said, anti-authority, but he is the authority also. She has this little conversation with him when he's essentially telling her behave and not stir the pot. She's like, you're the one that does these rules and all this stuff, just follows orders. I'm the one who questions everything. And so, yeah, he is the authority in her eyes also, that I feel like she's in battle with, just like he is with her. And you can tell that sometimes the marriage isn't as perfect, but they're still making it work and they're doing their best, which is awesome. But that leads us to the fishing trip.
All marriages.
Yeah. That leads us to the fishing trip, though, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first time we get to see the balloon in their current time. And then we see it twice.
It's the first time that we also have an adult track. Because normally what happens is the kids get attacked or they have like a vision and then no one around them believes them. This is the first time that we've seen an adult
take their side,
see the same things the kids see. Because even in the old movies, like when there's like something happening and there's blood all over the room, like the parents will walk into the room and not see the blood. The blood's still all over the kid, all over the room. And the parents walk in, it's like the kid's crazy. But we as the viewer and the kids see it, but the parents like oblivious to it. And this was the first time that he saw the cuts on his arm and then saw the balloon.
Maybe that's more of a hint to what we were talking about before, because we were talking about whether he's just making the kids hallucinate these visions or whether he's actually doing these things. Maybe it's more, maybe that just proves that he's been doing that all along.
We do know from the movies with Skarsgård that Pennywise has the town, like the adults of the town, like under a trance, where they almost are so forgetful of him, they're like absent-minded that he even exists or that he's there. Because there's the one scene where they're beating up, I forget his name, but they're beating him up by the bridge, and the car just drives by like they don't even care. And the red balloon floats up in the back window, and it's obviously Pennywise is controlling them. We get the whole hint, but it's like the whole town is almost like the parents, the adults are magically oblivious to what's happening with Pennywise.
Got it. The reason the Major sees is because the fear thing.
His amygdala's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he can see these things also, just like the kid can.
So the part of his brain that Pennywise would use to kind of manipulate him is damaged, so he is operating differently.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
So he just sees through all the bullshit.
That would make sense. Yeah, because there's parts of his brain that are affected, mainly when we found out it's like the fear center of his brain is damaged. And so if he can't experience fear, then he would probably just see it for what it is. That's interesting. That could be a lead for an interesting perspective of Pennywise moving forward, where it's not seeing your worst fear, it's actually seeing what it is.
So using the amygdala part of the brain to create the terror versus make you imagine it, I guess.
Here's something I wanted to just touch on, though, since we're going down this rabbit hole. If the Major experiences no fear, then why, when his son was drowning, did he have a fear response?
Is it a fear response?
I would think that the emotion that would well up is fear of your child's life, like fear of them dying, fear of them losing that life. Maybe in the comments you can help me out with a different emotion, because if I was in that situation, I think the driving force as a parent would be fear.
Well, trauma is quite unique, as you know, and can manifest in a bunch of different ways, but it's not like he was born with the fear thing, so he still has the memory of these emotions and the love of his son and all that stuff. So that could be what's keeping him moving forward with that, playing devil's advocate.
No, yeah, I mean, if you have enough experience in something, you can act as if without having the feeling. I mean, we see it all the time. So yeah, that could make sense. I was just like, if he can't fear, then when he hears his son splashing, like concern, I get that, but like at that point, it would be a level of fear that drives you to run and go save. So I was just trying to like figure out, like, is it just paternal instinct, or does he not have fear when it comes to his own body, but like he does fear for his son, so Pennywise could use that against him? I was just trying to figure out if there was a way Pennywise could manipulate this. That's where I was going with it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because he's like legit one of the most powerful entities we've ever come across. Hands down. So like what he's capable of is like insane. Like we don't even know.
So we got to talk about the creepy parasite thing they were watching.
Yeah. Flatworm or whatever.
Yeah.
Inside the snail. Yeah.
The one essentially makes it the zombie.
Very similar to the cordyceps that we see that like takes over and like controls it. This one, if I remember correctly, its purpose is to mutate the snail so that the snail will be eaten and then it can go to the next host.
That's very much like what you're thinking of, the cordyceps thing.
Yeah. And whenever you see something like that in a horror movie, you know it's probably going to show up again soon. So it was pretty interesting to see.
I wasn't expecting it to manifest in that way.
The karmic retribution for wanting to hurt her friend like that.
Yeah, that was pretty twisted. I try to remember. Oh, want to talk about Mommy's Happy Pills. That reminded me of like Friday the 13th.
I was always, now again, I'm not from that era, right? I was born in 87, so I don't know. I've only ever heard stories of what was going on back then. And so for me, the stories, I said, Mike, for me, the stories that I heard was that Mommy's Little Helper was speed. Was like, there's like a speed pill that you would take and then basically clean the whole house, do everything you ever needed, and you'd be happy and didn't matter. But the way they described it was almost like it was like a Xanax, where it like took the edge off and mellowed you out, which I was like, which is it? Like, I don't know now. Because in my mind, it should be speed. And if you give a kid speed, it's not going to have the effect you were looking for. You're going to see a lot of shit.
Probably. So we got like Ritalin versus like a Valium or Xanax.
Yeah, or where Xanax would, they definitely like turn that part of you off, right? It makes people. But when I was taking it after the military, I was a walking zombie. Like it wasn't even functioning in my own mind, right? So there was no fear there. But then with speed, like it's just giving you, it's you with a ton more energy, right? So it's like, okay, I don't think that's going to work like they thought. But then we never have to see him take it because she drops hers in the toilet. So
yeah, but it looked like she reached in for it afterwards. I thought she was reaching in so that she could give it to the one that's freaking out, the best friend.
yeah. So if it dissolves under your tongue,
Yeah,
it's gone the minute it hits the water. Yeah,
but
it's
they're
gone.
visually showing us the pill at the bottom.
She did reach her hand in the toilet.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we don't see because it never goes anywhere with that.
Mm-hmm.
It turns into her basically being framed for what she did to herself.
Yeah. She freaks out, the best friend does, and sees her eyes. But did Lily see the eye thing too, or?
She runs off. Lily chases her. We never have Lily in the room with her while she's doing it. Lily runs in as she cuts them off.
Mm-hmm.
So no, Lily never sees what she sees.
But then when she's over the top of her, we only see the one eye damage from what she did with the chisel.
Correct.
Yes. And the best friend's turning on Lily, attempting to stab her even at that point.
Yes.
Whereas Lily gets on top of her, wrestles her, and gets away from her finally, just in time for the rest of the students to come and be like, the fuck's going on here, Lily?
Yeah, she's going back to the psych ward.
Yep, but she gets to go see her friend, who you now think is a collaborator of Pennywise.
She physically harmed somebody, though, so they're going to lobotomize her.
Ooh.
They're going to lobotomize her. Lily's
Time period, yeah, you're right.
This is her second offense, and now she's brought physical harm to another person. They're going to lobotomize her.
Perceived physical harm because she didn't do it.
Right, but like, there's no surveillance systems back then. It's her word against, her friends, and there's a bunch of eyewitnesses that say she's standing over her with the freaking chisel in her hand. So, Good luck, right? Good luck.
So I was right about Ronnie's father possibly meet up with a woman.
Yeah, married white woman.
Yes, I completely.
I had a feeling, based on the time frame and the fact that he was so reluctant, I thought it was going to end up being a white woman.
See, I didn't think that would be like fear for your life stuff during that time period anymore.
She's married.
Yeah, I get that she's married.
So I don't think that during that time period, even though there was a lot of progress in equality between races, I don't think there was it wasn't very much standard, right? Like, there's still people who are trying to get Ronnie's dad arrested just for being black.
Yeah, I understand that part. I didn't think that he would, because of the seriousness of what he's being accused of, I didn't think it would be bad for him to be like, yeah, I was just out boning this married white chick, right? I didn't think that'd be bad. So I was racking my brain, like, what could actually be worse than that in the time period? I'm like, oh, maybe he's gay.
Yeah, also highly frowned upon back then. So that could have been it too. I went with, it wasn't married, but I had a feeling that because of how reluctant he was to share it and the time period, that he was having an affair with a white woman.
Okay.
However, the extra level of her being married and then his fear of what the husband would do to her, now you're like, there's multiple layers.
He's in power. The husband's got to be in power.
I'm thinking he's I'm thinking he's someone well respected that cannot handle that knowledge getting out.
Maybe the guy who pressured the commissioner.
I think he's like the mayor or something of Derry. He's like an elected official.
Yeah, that's why I'm going down that route, and that could be why he wants to push this so hard.
I think it could be. I also just think that he represents like the bigots of that time.
I get that.
But that would be an extra layer that would add danger that would definitely make him want to keep his mouth shut, right? So yeah, no, I mean, it's all possible for sure.
Yes.
What was the Major's buddy doing downtown, like working a regular fucking job?
I don't know.
Like, what was that all about?
I thought that was weird too.
Downtown in city clothes, like working with a regular crew of people.
And why was his name Joey?
Yeah, the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why he would feel the need to report to his buddy.
That makes sense to me.
Did it?
Yeah. I mean, you're ride or die with your best buddy there, and you see his wife up to something that you know his wife's been up to in the past. You're going to bring it up to your buddy. Because we found out in this episode, she's already been arrested once in the South for doing this. So I'm sure his buddy's well aware of that and was like, hey, man, like, she's causing trouble again.
I'm just thinking at times when I've saw friends' wives going out doing shit, it's just like, yeah, they're out, and
I think it's a different time.
yeah.
Right? Different times. Yeah, because I'm the same way. Like, if I ran into like a buddy, so like, hey, I say hi to her and then I'd be about my day. I wouldn't be like, hey, I saw your wife earlier today. Like, it's weird. It's like, yeah, just normal conversation. But
Wait, you spying on me?
yeah.
Her?
No, I was very curious what military duty would put him where he was. Or if he was off duty and just doing something to give back to the town, why? Like, that was like an open loop for me that never like, okay, he's just there so that he can give that information to the major? Is that the only reason he was there?
Well, he is typical cliche Italian, so maybe the hustler mentality.
Yeah, I don't know. Because he's not from Maine, so it's not like he's like giving back to his hometown. He's just stationed there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like he was there just so the plot continued, kind of thing. That, and you know how I feel about stuff like that.
Yeah, lazy.
It just stands out too much to me, and like, that's very lazy. Let's change that, or give me a reason why he's there so that I can understand it.
Okay.
There was very little Pennywise attacking people in this one because we got a lot of the lore dump.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get the wood shop scene, which is kind of like the Pennywise attacking scene for this one.
I thought for sure when she was cutting her eyes off and she got startled that it was going to go like straight through her head.
Me too. Especially when her feet slipped and they kind of hung like that.
Yeah.
So the way I understand it is that the way they're going to make this work canonically and not mess with the amazing, context and lore that is inside of Stephen King's It, is that Derry, Welcome to Derry, season 1 is where we are now. Season 2 is going to go back 27 years. So like what each season is going to be a different time period when Pennywise is awake. So it's going to be all those different pieces in history we went back and learned about in the movies. We're going to watch it unfold as the series unfolds in front of us.
So, because what time did you say was the next one? Season 2? 1908?
I believe it goes back. Yeah, so it should go back another 27 years.
Okay. So, essentially, the next season was told to us by them revealing the mobster car.
Right. So we'll see all that go down.
Got it. So whatever the next one is probably going to be the following season.
Yeah. I think before that, you would have, because that's right around the time of the automobile. So like before that, there is no automobile. So they would be, the settlers would be that next one, I would think. Or maybe that's too far back.
Well, they did hint towards the settlers too, because they talked about them in the story.
Yeah. I'm sure in one of the seasons, we'll get a much more fleshed out version of the, quick 10-minute version we got in this episode. So they have a lot of room to explore things and do like flesh out things that were once just a one-liner from the movie. Mm-hmm. Like they have way more room to flesh these things out now. And that's what they're doing. They're giving us more of that history.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I like when they go back. For this, some of this stuff was very reminiscent of Prey. The Predator one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Good take on that movie. Badlands just came out too. We got to check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think this is another great entry. Of course, I love anytime we get, lore and context and,
no, not you.
All of that stuff. So glad that we actually got some confirmation on some things that non-book readers probably would have never known, right? Mm-hmm. So that's really good to know. So let us know what you guys thought in the comments below. Did you enjoy episode 4? Are you liking the direction they're taking Welcome to Derry? Have you been enjoying the different lore drops and kind of where the context and content of this is going? We'd love to hear all your thoughts and opinions below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and hit subscribe so you can never miss a single video. Plenty of them right here for you to watch. We'll see you on that next video. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were. You've already come far.